Hi. I'm always seem to be a little bit later than I say I'll be when I come on for these lives. I don't know what I said, 7 o'clock, dinner, and it's Tuesday night. So I had this idea because it's that kind of back to school feeling, new pencil cases. I always remember having new colours going back to school. So I thought what I would do, I was just kind of tidying up generally, and I thought when I kind of clear away some of these old paintings you can see here behind me. Um, so by they're not on my website, so I was trying to think how I could do it. Um, so what I've done is I've popped up on my stories a little question, and if you put your email in that, I'll send you a link to the paintings that I'm going to show you now that are, they're not on my website. So if one of you wanted them, just email me or give me a message what you think you'd like to pay for them. And if nobody wants any, that's fine. They're here anyway. So I'm not very organized. So I've got a little stack I've just gone through. But as you can see behind me, there are so many more. Oh, actually, where I am, this is outside my studio. None of you have seen this part before. I'm always inside or I'm somewhere else, but inside the door there behind me is where my studio is, up in the attic of my house, my little special space. And I'm running out of space, and obviously the new work I'm really excited about, and the new collection I'm working on now I'm really excited about. But all these older pieces are just lying here, and I just thought, why not show you some of them? So, hello. Hi everyone who joined. I'm just going to turn this around. Let me see if I can remember how to appear. Okay. So this is some of the older paintings. This is actually a little clothes rail that I use to store them in. And there are more in different parts of the house. So I had great plans for going through everything, and I didn't. So I've just gone through this little stack here. So I just thought I'd do is I'd show them to you. And then if you are on my email list, I'll send you a link. If you're not on my email list, just click on the little thing on my story and give me your email, and I'll send you the link after this. And if this works, maybe I'll do this every week. Who knows? Okay, let's just show you the work. Okay, so bubble wrap. Okay, the first painting is called Floating. I made it in 2019, and it's with ink and acrylic. And it's got kind of blues and pinks. And I did a whole series about the sea and about my feelings about Irish mythology about the sea, and that's from that collection. So I think it's 25. Let me see if I write down the dimensions anywhere. I'll put the dimensions all up in the email I send out. I think it's about 25 by 20 or 30 by 25. It's on canvas. I painted the side grey. So that is Floating. I'm just going to pop that little guy here. Okay. Now, this one, well, I like this actually, is called Whispered. It's also from that collection about the sea. I was exploring using inks a lot, and actually I can see a lot of how I paint now with this. I'm really interested in drips and layering, so actually it's interesting how everything is connected. So it's just, and I really like, you can see this little bit of green there. And what I love, I don't know if you can see this, it's where the, this kind of detail up close. So this one is about, I'd say, if I was really organized, all the dimensions, maybe 25 by 20, and it's called Whispered. Again, it's ink and acrylic on canvas. Okay, so you can see the size. How much should a painting be? Someone just asked. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it up to you guys. because I know how much I'm pricing my work now. This work isn't on my website for sale, so I thought I would just, if somebody wants it in their home. So just what I'll do, if you join my email list on the story, I'm going to send you a link to all these paintings, and then you can click on any one of them and just make what you think is worthwhile, bearing in mind that I have to ship them as well. So shipping and the packaging does cost a little bit, so if you just think of that as well. And just give an offer what you think it's worth to you, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so let me go on here to the next one. Actually, I'm getting great. I can read comments and do this at the same time. I'm really improving. Okay, this is smaller. Okay, this is 25 centimeters squared. I remember I did actually measure this one. And it's called Drifting. Again, you can see that sea theme. I painted the sides grey. And again, it's very strong. It's got kind of purples and blues. And I like these. So I'll put him up here. So you can see them in proportion to each other, the size of those three. And then back to the bubble wrap. Okay, this has got a lot more that kind of mossy green coloured, and it's called After the Rain. Oh yeah, I actually remember what I was thinking doing this now. So again, it's washes of inks, layered with kind of ochres and greens. It's a nice little piece, painted grey on the side, signed to the back. I always sign the back. So that's After the Rain. And I'm going to pop him. I'll just move my slippers out of the way. I'll put him over here. Just saying to those who joined later, this is all my paintings, my kind of studio paintings that aren't on my website, that I'm hoping to pass them on if somebody's interested. So back to the packaging here. Okay. So much bubble wrap, but bubble wrap is great. I recycle everything. Okay, so this is where the work started changing. So those are all the kind of sea paintings. This is on cradled panel, which is basically wood. It's a piece of wood, so it's quite robust. 2019, it's called Light Etched. And this is painted with oil and cold wax. So that was when I was beginning to paint with oil and cold wax. And it's got lots of blues and reds. I actually love that red. And I was beginning to learn about oil and cold wax. You can see this kind of translucency and the layering. You can see the drips of different layers coming through. This is 30 centimeters by 40 centimeters. I actually remember. And the edge is white. I was a lot neater then, actually, wasn't I? My edges. So that is Light Etched. I'll just put that down here. Oh, thank you, Juan. Juan said he likes After the Rain. That's this guy here. Yeah, it's a lovely little piece. I quite like this one too, actually. I like and what I like about this is this kind of purple here and this sort of brush mark. I can see the way I paint before. Oh, not at all. Someone just asking questions. When will they be uploaded? Okay. Let's turn this around again. So what I do is I use something called Artwork Archive, and that's where I kind of manage my inventory. And all of these paintings are on that, and they're uploading them to my website will take it takes a long time. It's kind of a different platform. So what I thought I would do is everybody on my mailing list, I'm going to send you a link to a private room in Artwork Archive with a password, and you'll be able to see these paintings. And then on any one of them, you can send me a link, and you can just make me an offer what you think it's worth to you. Hi, Rasha. Hello, hello, hello. I wish I could save all the comments afterwards. I don't remember. But I really appreciate you all joining on a Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to turn it around again. Okay, back to my little landing space outside my studio. So these are the ones I've shown so far in a sort of studio clear out. Okay, so again, this is interesting. It's the theme of Light Etched, and this is called Memory Shift. Yeah, I'm very interested in memory, actually, memory and emotion. So again, this is blues and reds. It's an oil and cold wax, and it's on canvas. And I'm beginning to really experiment with the textures that you can get with oil and cold wax. And I'm really learning a lot about the medium. And the edge is painted grey. So it's about, I think about maybe 20 by 30, I would say. But I'll have all the correct dimensions in the link that I'm going to send. And I'll send it to my mailing list as soon as I have it ready after this video. I'm just a little bit disorganized. So that's the ones I've shown you so far. You can see how many more they are, but don't worry, I'm not going to do all these tonight. Okay, back to the bubble wrap. Do you know what? All my neighbours now give me their recycling boxes, and I use them to ship out paintings. So I actually like that. There's something very satisfying about reusing. Oh, I love this. And I can really see how my work was developing. So this painting, what I did, it's different to the others. I paint it underneath with a pink ground. A ground is what you call the initial layer of paint on and you can see it's coming through. And it's on gesso panel, which is basically wood, cradled, so it kind of comes out from the ground, out from the wall. It's called Floating Depth. It's 30 by 40. And I actually remember when I did this, being really excited by it. I remember thinking it was the best thing I did at the time. I just love the drama and the movement, the downward movement. I used, I think it was squeegees and I was really learning a lot about oil and cold wax. I love that pink coming through. I love this little bit there. So that's Floating Depth, 30 by 40 centimeters. I'll put it here. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. And down to the last few. I'm impressed with how I can do this with one hand. Okay. It's actually getting difficult because I wrap these so well. Okay. Last two. This one is called A Cascade of Light. Oh, yes. Isn't that beautiful? That's all about waterfalls and light. It's kind of part of the Sea series. Again, it's painted with oil and cold wax. I just love that hint of green up there. And it has an underpainting, I think, of the pinks and purples. So this is the kind of effect you can get with oil and cold wax. This sort of smoky, misty, blurry effect. These were all painted last year, and I do love them. I'm very fond of them, but it's just not the way, it's not, as I work now is different, so I'm not putting them on my website. That's why I'm happy to pass them on to a good home. And on gesso panel again. Okay, I'm going to put a cascade of light here. That's 30 by 40 centimeters. And this is the last one, if I can get it out from the bubble wrap. Oh, yes. Oh, lovely. God, I'm very fond. Actually, no, this was in our kitchen. Just took it down. Okay, it's called Memory of a Green Shelter. And it's interesting, my naming and that kind of titling, that kind of poetic titling was always there. Oh, I love this. So this is more kind of greens and purples. And there's scratching there. I can show you that. You can see that as well. Yeah, I love this actually. It was sort of about that feeling of being underneath the trees as a child, and you make a shelter for yourself. That was what I was thinking when I did that. It's 30 by 40 centimeters, and it's on cradled panel, painted white. So some of you just joined. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. You've been on so already. This is an idea about a sort of studio clear out of the kind of older work that I have stacked up outside my studio in my attic. And I just thought I would show them to you. And I'm going to send a link to everyone who's on my mailing list. These paintings are not on my website, and I don't think they have prices. They may, regardless of what their prices there or not, if you want one of these, just send me a little message from the email and we'll discuss. Bear in mind that the shipping will have to be thought about, which is, costs a fair bit. Okay, I'm just going to show them to you again. So we have Cascade of Light, Memory of a Green Shelter, a oil and cold wax on gesso panel, Floating Depth, again oil and cold wax on gessoed panel. This one, I can't remember the title. Oh yes, Light Etched. Oh yes, the Light Etched is all about this section here. And again, these are what I'm learning about oil and cold wax. Reds and blues. Memory Shift. This is oil and cold wax on canvas. After the Rain with inks on canvas. I think this is Drifting. Let me just double check. Whispered. Inks and acrylics. I really like these marks. This one is Drifting. Okay. And the last one is Floating. Okay. So they're all signed on the back. So there is my little collection. Any questions afterwards? If none of this makes sense, just send me a message. I'm impressed with how I was able to do this one hand, removing bubble wrap and talking and reading comments. I'm getting good at this. And I'm less nervous. Well, a little bit nervous, but it's definitely getting easier with practice. What I'm thinking is, if this is of interest to you, I might continue to do this, continue to go through my studio storage inventory, and maybe pop on every week and give you a few new ones. Thank you very much. Thank you that you like them. So just to reiterate, I'm going to send a link to my mailing list. It's not to my website, it's to basically my inventory online, to a private room. You'll have a password, and if one of these has caught your eye and you'd like it, just make me what you think is a fair offer, and we'll take it from there. And just bear in mind think about shipping as well, which would be, a little bit. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching my first little studio clear out series. Maybe it'll be the first of many. And what I will do maybe later in the week is I'll go on in my studio and show you what I'm working on. I'm really excited about my new work. So very last time, just turn around and show you, these are the paintings in my studio clear out flash sale. Make me a fair offer. They're my slippers. That's the rest of them. Look at all those, the ones I haven't got around to. And in that door is my studio behind all those boxes, my storage. That's it. Once I'm organized, I'll do a quick email with this link to this, and that's it. Any more questions? No? Well, listen, thank you very much for watching. Bye. Have a good evening.